Okay, let's go ahead and set up proof number 3. So make your 2 columns. Okay, split them up. And then write in your given. Okay, here we go. So this one's actually going to be kind of fun because we have a lot to build off of, okay? So it says that ray OB bisects segment EF, right? So what I want you guys to think of right now is the definition of a segment bisector. So what it is it's a line ray or segment that intersects a segment at its midpoint, and that's key there. All right, so what does that mean about point O? Well, what that means is that O is the midpoint, and so that's where I'm starting. So O is the midpoint of EF, and that is by definition of segment bisector. Okay. So what does it mean if O is the midpoint of EF? Well, what that means is that EO has to be congruent to OF. So EO is congruent to OF, and that is by midpoint theorem. And one more time, if the segments are congruent, what does that mean about their lengths? Well, it means that their lengths are equal, right? So my next step is to do EO is equal to OF, and that's by definition of congruence. So that had like a really nice flow to it, right? But we're kind of stuck now. And when we're stuck, what do we try? Well, we try segment addition, right? So I'm going to write segment addition now for EF. So I'm going to do EO plus OF equals EF. Oops. And that is by segment addition, our best friend. And let's one more time, all right, look at what we're trying to prove. So what we're trying to prove is that 2 times EO is equal to EF, right? So we're kind of close. So let's just take a look at step 5. I have EO, I have EF, but I have this OF, all right? That's kind of halting me. So I want you to look up here. What do we know about EO and OF? Well, we know that they're equal. So couldn't I technically take EO and plug it into that OF right there? All right, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to now do EO plus EO equals EF. Okay. And from there, we are now going to realize how many EOs do I have over here? Well, I have 2, right? So I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to do 2 times EO equals EF. And I realized that I forgot to say why step 6 was, that was through substitution because we substituted in EO. And then our last step is by simplify. Now, I want to clarify why it's not addition. So the reason why it's not addition is because we're not adding anything to both sides, right? All I'm doing is just combining like terms here. So if that's the case, we're just going to use simplify. So I feel like that one should have felt better, right? Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to try proof number 4 on your own, all right? And then I'm going to go through it, but I would like you to just see how it goes, okay?